So Ed, what are you doing?
I'm just putting a temporary boiler in because this section of wall we're going to open up at some point.
He's got his big drill out, so we've got a new boiler and it's going to feed the kitchen and feed the
Bathroom for now.
bathroom for now.
Okay.
So I apologise for the sound. I've got a microphone, but it's going to be a very wet and windy day in the Algarve, but it is still t-shirt and shorts weather, which is lovely. Look at this. This is fresh fig leaves already. Now the thing is with the figs, they usually drop the leaves this time of year, but I've just noticed new fig leaves coming, and it is quite mild.
So I've created a perfect spear of 45-degree angle going up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on clearing the edges off to give it a clean finish. Now you can, yes. Now you can get a circumference diameter drill bit that big.
Yeah.
But I cannot get one around this area to go for this kind of stone.
Yeah.
So it's easy to take it bit by bit.
Good idea. I can't even pick this drill up, it's so heavy. Go. Now I've shut the door. I've shut the door because it's such a mess in here. I don't want everything covered in dust as well. We've had to take everything out of the kitchen. We seem to be moving things from one room to another room.
Well, I've piloted the holes using a super long drill. 6 circles around the edge circumference, 45-degree angle. Then I finished off using a heavy drill to go from one side and go for the other side. Because these are very, very tough stones, very hard to break. And that way I've got a smooth 45-degree angle lead off for the gas flue. From 45 it goes up to 45 back up again to a 90-degree angle straight up under the ceiling. But that should let the gas escape. Yeah.
So what have you got there?
What I've got here, this is the gas flue. Aluminium, flexible. And then what I do is I'll feed this all the way through.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And then I will cement it around the edges to make it airtight and watertight around it so moisture doesn't get in. But again, I won't use concrete on this, but I'll use a cal mix. Question is...
Here we go. So just through curiosity, Abe's big drill cost an awful lot of money. How much was your drill, Abe?
€1,000.
1,000? 1,000?
Yeah, €1,000 for that drill.
€1,000 for that drill. So this is where my son will be staying with his friend. Gonna get 2 single beds in here. Just noticed actually, above this wardrobe here, you can actually see the light, so I think some of the tiles have gone on there. I'm gonna have to sort that out. Then moving into this room, Abe's stacked all his cement up again. Oh, you can see the ceiling. Sorry, you can see through, so obviously some tiles have moved. But this is where we're going to be. Abe's put all his tools in here. But this is where we're going to be staying over Christmas. Little Mel doesn't even want to go out in this, do you? She had a little bath last night, didn't you, gorgeous? Just totally wet, soggy, muddy mess out there at the moment. We're getting a lot of mud in the house. Really good news this morning. The polytunnel has arrived. Not so good news is that you can't get up the drive because it's so muddy. Now we've got another delivery coming, which is the fridge and the washing machine. So we're just hoping they can get up. Oh, they're bringing the washing machine up by hand. because of the mud. Okay. So Abe, how are we doing this morning? We're getting this boiler in.
Well, apart from the deliveries this morning, we had early this morning, and we haven't got all the deliveries, we've still got the fridge freezer to come. I started about an hour ago on the pipe work. And the pipe work, as you can tell, I put the 20mm pipe into the wall, which is a feeder pipe, which will go outside and loop across. Now the boiler, you have to make sure it's very well sealed. So you've got the vents properly going outside the building at a 45-degree angle. And then a 45-degree angle again going straight up with a cap on the top. Now I'll put the point in here and hopefully that'll be a 16mm feed going into the shower area.
Water?
The main water going in,
Yeah.
because I'm reducing to a 16mm feed, so it's a bit easier. And I put the extraction point out here. Now this is for the washing machine, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And that was really difficult to get through because I think it was, what do you call the name of that stone?
I don't know.
Graphite? No. Well, it's ironstone. It's like cutting through iron. It's very difficult to get through. Quartz. That's it. You can go. So I tried to get, I drilled this morning to get the outlet pipe outside because this is where the washing machine's going to go for now. And I had to do it at a slightly angled downwards. Angled down, not much, slightly angled down. So that's the waste pipe, and that will just go out into the field for now. Yeah. But I'm going to make sure it goes right away from the building, because the land, because it's water.
Yeah. So our washing machine is unpacked, it's ready, and I'm just so happy to be able to use it, because the thing is that everything is just getting covered in mud and dust. All this is going into the kitchen area when we sort it out. But the problem is that because it's muddy, and little Belle, because she's our angel dog, she is allowed to come on the bed because we love her to bits and she likes to keep warm. And muddy paws do make your bed dirty, so just can't wait to wash it.
Walling forward onto doing the temporary shower area, I put the 20mm pipe through the wall here, which I drilled through, which I did earlier. Now I'm using compression joints. Now compression joints are absolutely fantastic because you can, they're worth every penny, about €5 per piece. So this angle is €5. But I'm using flexible piping, and flexible piping, because I'm not a qualified plumber, but for amateurs, this is a very simple way and effective way to use it. Now also flexible piping is good because there's a lot of calcium in Portugal, so if you try to use copper piping, it's no good. It won't last a year or 2 years max tops, so it'll just decimate it. So what I'm doing is, this is how simple it is, compression fittings. You just put your bolt on, you put your olive on the top, like this. Always measure your pipe work first, then you squeeze it in until it hits the back. Put the bolt across. Now, I've got big spanners. I use big spanners, but you don't have to. You can get the proper spanners for it. Just move that pipe slightly out of the way. And I just tighten up. Until it just clicks, and that's it. Now you don't over tighten them because you can damage the pipe, so you only do it so it just about clicks on, because the olive will compress the joint in nicely. Now I'm going to put the next corner in, which is a 90-degree, because we're going to try to keep the pipe work nice and tidy. And like you say, with these parts here, you can reuse them again. So if Angela decides that she wants a kitchen, which we are doing further back, we're not wasting any materials, and we can reuse it.
Yeah, we're doing that next year. We've got an area which is in our footprint, but we can't move back at the moment because obviously there's a wall there. But we're gonna just move the cooker back and have 2 units either side, so it'll look a lot nicer.
Now, again, I've cut this and measured this, so the pipework will fit nicely in. Compression joints, like you say, I mean, you can use solder, but you can't use solder joints here because copper is no good. You have to use either plastic or flexible piping. So again, we put this in place, olive over the top. So it's like this. Put the pipe over, fit it in tight so it just screws in. Now you've got some little rubber seals around this. Don't worry if you over damage one or two of them because it is a very tight fit.
Can we just have a look?
See? So it's a very tight fit. Push the olive back up again. Turn the pipe to cable. Now, like I say, you are paying a little bit more money for a fitting like this. But you can reuse the fittings over and over again. And only thing you might have to change every occasionally, if you want to, if you keep reusing the fittings, is the olive. And also the pipe, if you want to.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yeah.
Isn't this pipe bendy anyway? Why can't you just bend it into place?
Well, if you force bend any pipe, what will happen is, you can bend this pipe to a degree, but if you over bend the pipe, you weaken the pipe. That's nice and tight. You're better off just putting the 90-degree angles in and cut them in so they're flush to the wall like that. So your pipe works nice and clean. Now if you bend your pipe and you over bend your pipe to a tight angle, you weaken the pipe. And you can put a buckle in the pipe where the water can't pass through evenly. This way you've got a natural flow going through. It's always be best to do it right than do it wrong.
Yeah. These pipes in Portugal do actually bend, and this was my question, why aren't they just bending it?
I'm showing this here. Now these pipes do bend, and you can get a pipe bender, which is like a wire tube, what goes around the top, and you can bend it. But if you bend it too much, what happens is, you end up with a narrowing on the corner here. Now if you narrow it too much, you can feel it's starting to give now. You feel it's starting to give, and you don't get a clear cut. So you can do it that way to save money.
Yeah.
But for this here, for what this is going to take, because I'll be reusing these angles later on, I might as well just put them in and make a nice clean finish of it.
Right, okay. So our drive has turned into a right muddy mess, and I don't know if the delivery driver will get up. Abe's gone to see if they'll come up. We've got a fridge freezer coming, so let's see what they'll do. So they're actually attempting to come up, but I don't know if they'll get all the way up. Yeah, they're spinning. Oh, we don't expect this in the Algarve. So this is the problem. I mean, we are on the flat, but look at more shuva, more rain coming. And they are some nasty dark clouds, aren't they? Just look at this next storm coming in here. I think you can pick up on how dark the sky is. Just look at that. And then over there you've got a bit blue sky. So they've got a little tractor there. They're going to try and get the lorry out. Yeah, he's getting it out. Brilliant. My fridge freezer's in there. Don't know if I'll be getting that today. Oh, thank goodness, I've got him out. So after an hour, and I'm telling them not to come up the drive because it was too muddy and they might get stuck, he actually said just we'll wheel it, but they were insistent of coming up the drive. Obviously they didn't want to come all this way, but now they're having to wheel it, which was a better option, and that was what Abe actually said to begin with. So they're bringing it up the drive like this now. So it's a really good job that Abe's done all his drilling this morning, because our electric has now gone off and we don't know how long for. But could you explain, Abe, where you are with it now?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm making a hot water tap for where the boilers come in, because we don't know what kind of kitchen we've got. So I'm making a temporary hot water supply and a temporary sink to go here. Again, everything's temporary because we're up in the air right now.
Yeah.
But all this will be doing is, all I do is take the pipe out and just transfer it to wherever we want to put it. Like that, just tightening it up. And using flexi pipe, this will be a nice little tap for enjoying.
The thing is, in Portugal, do you have a choice of flexi pipe, or is it just flexi
No,
pipe?
you have a choice. You can have different sizes, 16,
But
20,
it's all
22,
flexi pipe,
25.
isn't it?
Or you can have plastic piping.
But
Plastic piping's cheaper, but I don't like it. It's okay for outside, but inside I'd always use this.
yeah.
This pipe in here. Okay, this is the hot water feed what will be coming off the boiler.
Right.
Now I'm going to do the cold water feed, which will be joining, and this is where your cold water feed comes in, and this will be teed in straight up to the boiler itself once I position the boiler on the wall. And this has to be totally sealed off, so you have to make sure that you've got no carbon monoxide gas coming in. So that has to be all sealed off next, in the process of putting the boiler in. I'm just doing the pilot holes for the shower unit to fit in. Just cleaning the hole out. I'm just cleaning the holes out I've just made, because if your hole isn't clean, you have problems. And I put a long drill through the other side, so now I have to go around the other side, because the walls are hence nearly 650 deep. And I haven't got a drill bit that long, except for a thin one. I have to go around the other side and pre-drill it.
It's such a better day today. It's absolutely lovely, and when you're in the sunshine, it feels warm. It's just so nice, isn't it? And this is what you come to the Algarve for. We don't come for the rain, although we do need it. So Ib's been a bit frustrated this morning because every time he's made a hole to go through the wall, stones have dropped down, so it hasn't been easy, has it?
No, that's what I don't like about compressed earth. But the compressed earth walls are good for earthquake because they are designed to reseal themselves.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't have footings on these buildings. But when you lose your roof, if you lose your roof, if your roof gets compromised, you can lose your wall all the time. So you have to always make sure that your roof is well maintained.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this house did have a reasonably good roof. I know it's grim in this bathroom, but you have to make the best of what you've got.
Yeah. Well, this house hasn't actually been lived in for a very long time, has it? Well over 30 years. It's balancing the shower on his knee. Just tightening it up with two spanners, aren't you? This is the shower we bought in Leroy's. It is actually grim on the floor at the moment, but we did actually see yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, we did actually see it in Leroy's yesterday. They had some like wooden, it was like a piece of wooden flooring that you step onto, but it was like €50.
Insane.
For a small, not even half a metre circle. So Eb's going to make one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Along with everything else.
Spanner.
Hang on. So just tightening up the are they joints? Do you call them joints?
Compression joints.
Compression joints. It's exciting. A hot shower is looming. I haven't had one of those for 2 weeks.
Oh, I can smell.
the enter bull washes. But this is the thing, and I always thought, you know, Place in the Sun, I used to watch all those programmes, The Place in the Sun. I absolutely used to love it, watch it religiously. I always thought they should do a follow-on programme to what they actually did. And, you know, I suppose in a way this is like that, what we're trying to do. You've seen us from the start. I mean, this farm, this house hasn't been lived in for over 30 years because the owners just bought it purely for the land. They didn't even live in the house. They lived nearby. So it's a case that this house is almost derelict, and a lot of houses in Portugal are like this. But I've just try to push it into the wall. And
don't push it all the way into the wall
no.
because I have to put this in.
Okay.
So I need to put this little fixture so that will come on your head. And it's tight to the wall, I know it's tight to the wall, and I have to put like a membrane on this, but it would work.
Yeah, it's quite tight to the wall, isn't it?
Yeah, but we can adjust it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
We can adjust it.
We have to adjust it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one thing that when you buy these very old Quintas in Portugal.
Okay, just need to get a bit.
Right, Ed, so how are we doing now with all this?
We're doing slow but steady, because again, I'm not a plumber, I'm a builder. But it's a quite simple operation really, because as long as you follow the instruction manual from the book exactly right. Flexible pipes, the same, makes life a lot more easier to work with. I put the hot water feed in, but it's not connected to the boiler yet. I hung the boiler up with 5 screws, which you have to make sure when you put your screws in, they're perfectly level and lined up with the holes along the top. Always pilot them first to make sure. On the bottom, I put 2 along the bottom. The boiler has to be true, not only vertically, it has to be true horizontally as well.
So why is that then?
Because you don't want the flame pulling away from the heat element.
Yeah.
So, and it also makes it a lot more safer to use and
Yeah.
more efficient. I put an extra silver seal around this, all the way around, because I was going to use expanding foam, but I realised, even I make mistakes, I realised that it's not good against high temperatures, so I advise you not to use expanding foam on boilers, especially of this nature. I would use cal to fill the holes up with, or a cement base. This property, I'll stick with cal, because if I ever have to take the pipework out, it's much easier to take out than concrete.
Because all this is just temporary measure, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, well, we'll see,
Yeah.
If it works out okay and you want to keep it like this, it'll be fine. But it's very easy to dismantle everything and there'll be no wastage because everything's done. It costs more money in the long run to do all this. I mean, I've got the stop taps here, because you have to have your stop tap in. I'm going to put a stop tap here, in case we get a leak along the hot water, we can always turn it off. I'm going to put a stop tap on the cold feed as well, because that's important to have, because if you've got a leak again, you can turn the system off. So you should always have plenty of, never be ashamed of using too many stop taps. Some people only put 1 in, I say put 1 in every position, like the bath, the toilet, anywhere where you might think you might have a problem in the long run, or you want to change something very easily. I put the sewage pipe in here, sorry, not sewage pipe, the waste pipe, sorry. The waste pipe in here. And I've just been told to hold the microphone up. I am now going to endeavour to connect the flexi pipe to the water system here, the boiler here.
Day 3 of trying to get this kitchen area sorted here. So let me show you from the other side. Eb's got the boiler in, which is fabulous. So it's just a matter of, he's got 2 more holes apparently to drill, but I can't bring anything into this area until he's actually done the drilling, else everything's going to get covered in muck. So, fast forwarding from yesterday, we've managed to get the boiler in, which is fantastic. We're going to put the old sink in here, so Abe's got his wish. He's having the old sink in here, it's only a temporary thing. I've got my new washing machine plumbed in, which is aerating, and we've got the new fridge freezer, but we haven't actually done anything with it yet because apparently they have to settle, and that is a B rating. And the reason why we went for that is so if we go off grid, it doesn't use much power. Panning round, I've got my cooker, and it's a bit of a mess in here, but it's a makeshift kitchen, and at the moment it'll do. It's a lot better than what I had last week. So yeah, I'm busy doing my wash. In here is looking a lot more cosier. There's a naughty lady on TV, so I can't show you that. We've got our little pellet burner going. We're going to get the Christmas tree up there next week, and can't wait to wash the bedding now. So yeah, we've done a lot today. We've cleared all the floor, so still looks a bit grim, but for us it looks a lot better than it did. It's just getting evening time now, just turning to dusk. I'll show you outside. I don't know if there'll be a sunset tonight. It's quite nice, isn't it? It's not been too bad a day. I actually saw 2 shooting stars last night, which was absolutely fabulous, as Ed was putting his chimney on the boiler.